Good afternoon, folks. Foxit Outdoors here, also known as Cliff. Hope you guys are doing well. It is, I think, the 19th April, Thursday. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. About close to 1-ish. Sorry, about 1-ish. We are out here today in the garden with a little bit of an update. So let's get you guys turned around and I will show you what's going on. We have bamboo garden is going fantastic. I have some good news here. I've got one sunflower that's popped up on its own. I have one bean that popped up. That was one I planted a while ago. And my second bean over here popping up. Gonna have to give this guy a little bit of water. Nah, it's still doing pretty good. Don't know where the other bean is. I planted one over here. It hasn't popped up yet, but that doesn't necessarily mean it hasn't started. It probably just taking its time, although you can see I'm digging in there and nothing. I think I planted a new, actually no, I'm sorry, the one that was planted in here rotted, so I put a new one in there. But yeah, as you can see, my bamboo forest is kicking off over here. Started off with one during the season, and that was this main one here. These two on the sides grew out, and then this year I now have all of these new shoots for a grand total of 14 bamboo shoots, which is freaking amazing because as you can see here, my bamboo trees are going nuts. And essentially what's going to end up happening is I am going to use these as, there we go, trying to find a spot to get that glare off. I'll be using these as compost and barrel fillers. When they grow, when they get tall enough, I'm just going to chop them down. They'll become mulch for stuff like this inside the containers here. I think it'll work just fine, and they'll break down pretty quick considering it's grass. My citrus tree, my Mexican lime tree is still doing all right. Hasn't produced anything, but it hasn't died, so I'm happy. Carrots are phenomenal. They're doing actually really, really well. Again, it's really hard to show you guys how well these are doing because this thing doesn't have really good visuals. There we go. But yeah, I don't even know if you can see that nice orange carrot down there. Probably not, so I probably won't do that again because lighting sucks right now. Lettuces are doing all right. My 4 onions that are still in there are still growing. And we're finally making progress over here in the garlic patch. This guy is starting to come back. He's starting to get a little bigger, which is good. He was stunted there for a minute, so I thought he was going to die. And then, don't know if you guys can see him down over there on the end. I have 2 bean plants, or peas, which by looking at the way these things are growing now, I should have planted them in between the planters, the planter posts, or the uprights. Would have given them somewhere to grab onto to latch on and kind of grow up. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take out these green frames, and I've got the mesh metal ones. I'll show you guys real quick. I think they'll be easier to grow up on these. And I'm just going to take 2 of these, set them in a V, and stick them in there in between so the plants have something to grow on. And these will, I mean, these are still pretty high. These are like 4 feet high. And they have the, sorry, this is the pattern that they have on there. I think the peas will be able to grab onto that a little better than the other one, which is way thicker. But that's what I got going over there. My columbines are absolutely going hog wild over here. Look at this. I've already got flower heads on these. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 15 flower heads I'm counting between here and these 3. And then I'm going to have another one down there. Sorry for the grinder noises. My dad's making something for the Jeep. Cannas are going fantastic. Strawberries are doing amazing. I've been getting strawberries off of these every couple weeks. And then here is this monstrosity. That is my rosemary plant, and that thing went ballistic in the greenhouse. That thing's probably about 2 feet tall right now in some spots. So I'm going to be trimming some of this off soon and be getting this ready for the gathering in May. I'll be trying to get some herb seasonings made. Hopefully I can get it in time. Got a random plant over there doing well. I forgot the name of it, but it's currently sitting in my rehydration bucket. That's what I'm calling that. That's my rehydration bucket, and that's just my drain off, so I don't have to worry about any water pouring out onto the tile. So I just soak anything in there that's super dry, leave it in there until it's pretty much floating, either that or completely soaked, and then I set it on there to drain out the excess. And it's keeping most of my plants from 100% drying out already in this freaking ridiculous heat. Forgot what these were called. I've got the containers somewhere with labels on there. I'll figure it out what it is later. It's not important right now because it's just a weed. Well, technically it's not a weed. It's a pretty flower, but it just hasn't gone anywhere yet. And then these ones here, this is what I'm waiting for, man. I am waiting for these seed heads to pop. These are bunching onions, as I said in the last video. This is what happens when you put a bunching onion, not a bunch of onions, bunching onions, spread out in a large container. As you can see, these things are ridiculously thick. That's the base of them. And I've got some in here that are massive. But I am waiting for these seed heads to pop open. I now have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these. Probably going to have 10 somewhere. I know I can see another one coming out in the middle one there. There's going to be another one off of this one here. So I'm going to have 10 seed pods. Hopefully I can get a lot of seeds off of that one, which will be absolutely fantastic. And I don't water this one all that often. I only water it like once a week. And then these are my test garlics. Still doing those ones in there. I'm going to keep them in those containers until the end of the season. And the reason why I call them my test garlic is I want to see how big they'll get in a 6-inch planter. I have my one surviving bell pepper plant back there. I'll most likely get ready to transplant that one soon, or I'll just leave it in that container and see how big it gets. And then as you guys can see here, my strawberries are going... yeah, let's just say they're going, so I don't keep repeating the same words over and over. But they are thriving and extremely prolific at this moment. I mean, I have flowers on them everywhere, which is good because this means I'm going to have a lot of strawberries. Got the plant station set up here. Nothing new happening over here. I did lose my soil cover out of here. The wind blew this guy over, which sucked. That was my parsley. I'll start trimming this one off here a little bit. Start getting some more of that. Roses. Already got here. I've got my, there it is. First rose of the season, and the second one is over there, right there on that guy. So I've already got my first 2 roses of the season on this little dude. And I seriously got to redo the soil on this thing. It does not like this soil. And I've been struggling for the last 8 months to keep that plant alive. So I got to figure out something else. Originally, that was supposed to go on this planter, and I'm misjudged planter sizes, so yeah, it ended up on a larger planter, but it is what it is. So my garlic chives growing in here nicely. I only got 3 of them, which kind of sucks, so I'm going to start putting little seeds in there every now and a little bit and start getting some more in there. And then my other 2 beans, peas, I already can see the first tendril off of that guy. The other ones that are in here are, I think these are just weeds. Yeah, that's a weed. That's definitely a weed because that does not have the same leaf pattern as a as one of those. Those have more of a, they kind of, when they start off, they kind of have like a rose pattern, kind of tight weaved leaves. My poor basil out here, I don't know what's going on with this thing. This is not been happy out here. I got like all tangled. There we go. So I might move him to a different pot. He's not doing so well over here. But everything else is doing fine. More chives. I think that's what these were. These were not green chili, that's for sure. Oh yeah, check this out. Look at this uber little short stem over here with a little flower head on it. I didn't even notice that one. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see on this one, but I've got good amount of seeds on these ones. Only got a couple here, but these ones over here, this one's actually got a lot. Let me see if I can pan you around real quick, show you guys. Get my sad little basil plant out of the way. If it wants to focus, there we go. It's trying to focus on everything in the background. There you go, look at all those good amount of seeds off of there. Like I said, you can see a couple on that one, but I'm going to get a decent harvest on this one. Oop, I got another seed pod already starting. Nice. I'll let those go and then I'll trim them off and get some more stuff going. Carrots going great. Did have a little bit of a tragedy. The bell peppers that I overwintered in these 3 pots actually did not make it. So I yanked them. I put a little tree in that one. It died. So I'm going to yank that. Lemon tree is doing well over here. I do have, I saw it earlier. There's a couple of them, little ones right here. I saw a bigger one. Where did it go? Where did it go? There we go. There's a little guy right there. Growing. Ooh, I got a couple of them right here growing. Ooh, I got some right there, dead center and right there. And a couple more here and there. And I've just been spraying it off with a hose every now and then to keep all the bugs off. I might actually just have to spray it with the bug spray and wait a day and then spray it all off. But yeah, I'm getting some, hopefully I'm getting some limes this year, or some lemons. And these are the, I believe these were the Mayor, yeah, these are the Mayor lemons. The tag is right there, flapping in the wind. Still got my hot peppers trying to germinate in that one. Other than that, I will be transplanting some of these ones in here. My 6-month-old eggplant, my garlic that I just put in a cluster and just left it in there. But I will be taking out the 3 eggplants and I will stick them directly in the ground in another container. And the onion, I'm just going to leave it in there because it seems to be doing pretty good. My cosmos and petunias are doing well in here after I trimmed them. So hopefully I'll get some flowers off of this guy. And then once again, flowers everywhere on the strawberries. All over the place. They are going absolutely everywhere. Inside the greenhouse, as you guys can see, one of my panels did come out, but I have to fix that one. I told you guys about that one months ago. I haven't gotten to it yet because the wind won't stop. And other than that, I just got a little bit of wildflowers in there. I got some more petunias down there. And then these are supposed to be peas, but they're not doing anything. Could just be too hot out here, so could need more water in there. I don't know. I'll move these out probably today. And then I've got all my eggshells. Oh, and I think I got a lizard in here. I think I thought I had a lizard in here. I could hear something rustling around in the leaves. Oh, there he is. I got a whiptail lizard. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see him or not. Oh, let's see where to go. He is behind the heater. He's down there in the bottom somewhere. She's ran down here. They always manage to get in, but they can never get out. So every once in a while I find a dead lizard in here. But yeah, he's probably chilling in there now. He likes it in here because it's nice and warm. But anywho's, mailman's here. Oh yeah, I did have the one plant that I did have growing in there. I actually transplanted him over here. This was my orange tree that I yanked out. So I have what I think to be either a cucumber or a melon. Not 100% on that one yet until I get the next set of leaves. But yeah, I put him in here. This was a nice little pot. I figured this would be a good pot for him to grow in. I just have the cover on it to keep it from being destroyed by the wind. I still have no idea what that plant is. And then that's my parsley, my other parsley, my onions, and my regular, I think this is my Italian oregano, not my Greek oregano. Doing well out here. Pretty much dead, but I just took one or two of the seed pods and I just sprinkled seeds in there, so hopefully my jalapenos will come back. Mentally had a brain fart on what these were for a whole second. But yeah, I've got tons of seeds in here. I'm going to water them down today and get it all done. But yeah, essentially these plants are dead. They didn't make it through the winter, which sucks because it didn't get that cold. But, you know, such is life. And then my potato experiment in this pot, see how well that one goes. And then I got a random piece of funky tree something that I stuck in there to see what it'll do. And then this is my lemon ghosts, my yellow ghosts or something like that is what I think it was what it was called. The plant's got a little crispy out here for some reason. But yeah, I've already got flower heads on them. Let's see if I can find some of them for you guys to show off. I know they've got them on there. There we go. There's a couple on this one here. Starting to show little signs of life. Damn, I'm gonna have to water that guy again. I just watered him yesterday. Like soaked it yesterday, and it's already dry. And then we come to the other project here in a minute, but I want to go show you guys what's going on over here. Garlic. Whole field of garlic. Well, I wouldn't say a whole field, but I mean that's a lot of garlic in there. I'll probably get well over, I don't know, 30 or probably at least 40 or 50 cloves, which is our bulbs. This will give me well over 200 or 300 cloves. So sorry for the traffic noise. I live in a rural area, so traffic is everywhere. And then my carrots over here, these guys are thriving. These things have almost doubled in the last 2 weeks, or last week, these things have almost doubled in size. And I'll show you guys, I do got some good ones in here too. Little guy there. There we go. Look at that. Couple little dudes in there, check it out. And then I got onions in this little space. I got about 6 onions in here that haven't done anything, but it'll take them a while. Stuck them in there dry. And then I've got my little clusters of garlic here and there. So carrots everywhere. I got to start seeding my radishes, but everything is looking up and up over here. I'm going to start moving this stuff over, and I'm going to put, I think, 2 bell pepper plants here, or I might just set 3 pepper plants. So my neighbor was very nice and bought some hot pepper plants for me, which are in the back. And then over here we have Surviving Miracle. This hasn't died yet. I do have my lettuces that are slowly recovering. At least the smaller ones are kind of struggling, but the bigger ones are actually doing pretty darn well. And then, as I said, I did plant in between. So every spot here, I have an onion, and you can see one of them popping up right there. I have one onion, let's see if I can see it on the screen, right there at the tip of my finger. I got another one there and another one there. I have 7 on this side, and I planted 7 on that side. Ooh, and I've already got one coming up right there, which is phenomenal. I was just waiting for the rest of these to come up. And I got a fairly hefty layer of bark on here. I wish I could have put more, but I ran out. So, you know, life. Oh, on here we go. Check this out. I've got one guy popping up right there. Or that's a weed. I don't know. I'll find out in a day or two. My other edibles bin, onions and carrots, and this is the other variety of lettuce I have. These ones are actually doing real well. And then I got a bigger one. I got a bigger one back here. Nice big leaf lettuce. I think these are the romaines. But yeah, I've got, I mean, this is a thick carrot. No, not very thick, but doing very well. So I'm looking forward to getting some really nice carrots out of this year. And decent batch of lettuce. And then I still have to finish this planter here. Don't know what I'm going to put in it yet, but most likely edible stuff. And yeah, I know my hole's a little high on that one. I wish it was a little lower, but I miscalculated where to put the stupid thing. So I've got two planters with holes really, really high, and the other ones are really low. So such is the way. And then check this guy out. This was my blackberry bush that I had transplanted into this pot, and it is doing absolutely wondrous. I got my three main stalks on here already, so I got to trim them off here and maybe cut that section off right there. Just cut it right there and then stick that in the dirt. Maybe I can get another plant cutting off of this one. But yeah, might actually consider bringing this to the meetup and donating this to the cause, or I might just give it to my neighbor, or maybe sell it to somebody who might want to buy it. But yeah, I've got a nice little blackberry bush going on right here. And then over here I've got tomatoes. I think those are my tomatoes, and I think these ones are my tomatoes, but I am not 100% sure because I forgot what position I planted them in. So I'll wait till they get bigger. Romas haven't come up yet, but I don't know, we'll see. Everything in here is pretty moist. And I did put them under a fairly heavy layer of mulch covering. And then this is my onion bin. I got more onions. I got about 15 onions planted on the back side of here. But I had to put this cover on because this wind keeps blowing my bark out. For some reason, this is like a wind tunnel right in this area, and it sucks all my bark out that way, which sucks. So, and I apologize for the echoiness of the what I just said. But yeah, I got basically rope and a bungee cord and a shade screen on here just to keep it from blowing all the stuff out. What still gets enough sunlight during the morning hours, and then I can just spray that with a hose and the water will just drip through. Got carrots growing down here. You know, heaven forbid you plant carrots in one spot and they stay there. But, oh yeah, before I finish this video off, let's get to the main project as to what I was actually doing. So we are in here today. As I've stated before, I am taking this cattle panel out. This archway is gone. By the end of the day, this thing will be out of here. It is actually going to go over there, inside the box, up against the inside of the fence. I'm going to have a fairly tall archway right here, but essentially it's going to go pretty much from, I think, roughly about the middle here to the middle, about where my garlic is at. It'll go in here, and then it's just going to come up and over the fence on this side. I'll have some posts on this side anchoring it. I'll probably have to put some posts on this side anchoring it. But I'm going to grow beans and stuff on one side, and I might grow some more stuff up on the other side. We'll see. I just figured having another archway over here to grow stuff would be kind of cool. Plus, at some point, this fence is actually going to get moved. It's actually going out another like 2 feet or another foot. When we'll have a retaining wall, or like a short pony wall, 4-footer over here, and then I can put the archway on top of that and mount it to the fence, and then I can just grow into containers. Still kind of sad that I have a gap in here, big old gap in here from missing garlic. So I might have had bad garlic, or just put them too deep, or who knows. Got a small gap here, but I got another hefty gap here, which is missing about 4, and then a little one in the middle. But all in all, folks, I am happy either way that I'm going to get this amount of garlic. So kudos to me and my garlic growing skills, even though I suck at growing garlic because they're little tiny ones. No. Yep, that's going to be the tour for the day, folks. Thank you for stopping by. Do me a favor on the way out. Hit that thumbs up button. If you are watching this for the first time and have never visited my channel, please do me an absolute wondrous favor. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell for future updates on the container garden. Yeah, also, if you can, share this out with friends and family and any like-minded person into gardening. Send them my way. We have a fairly large gardening community. Or I should say I am part of a fairly large garden community. So if you got any questions, send them down in the chat or in the comment section down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them at my earliest convenience. And I will see you guys Saturday at my usual time, most likely for an outdoor live stream this week. This is going to be Fox It Outdoors, aka Cliff, signing off. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.